Thomas Wooden Railway Adventures, Episode 3, The Bend. It was a lovely day on the island of Sodor. The birds were chirping, and there were no clouds in sight, and the big engines were arguing as usual. "Give me 2 reasons why you should pull the express," exclaimed Gordon. "Well, 1, I haven't pulled it in a long time, and 2, I think you're starting to act like James," snorted Henry. Said Gordon. Gordon," said Gordon's driver. "We need to get these passengers to their destinations." "All right." So Gordon's driver hopped in his cab. "Goodbye, young Henry, and don't forget I am the pride of the line," as Gordon rushed off with the express. "Now, where is that Percy?" "Ow!" "Sorry, Henry, I couldn't see you." That's fine. Just make sure to pay attention next time. Like I said, I couldn't see you." "Yeah, whatever." Soon Henry was ready to go. Come along now. We're coming along, said the trucks. Henry was racing along the main line with the trucks clattering behind him. Soon there was trouble. The coupling between Scruffy and the cargo car was starting to break loose. Finally, it gave way, and Henry didn't notice as the rest of the train followed behind. Henry thought he was still pulling the full train, but he was actually just pulling Scruffy. Gordon was pulling the express past a T-switch when he saw something. The trucks were hurtling towards him at an amazing speed. Whoa! Luckily, Gordon's coaches were empty by now, but he was almost past this T-switch when the trucks raced into the back of his last express coach and kept rolling. "What on earth?" said Gordon. But then there was another problem. The coupling between the boxcar and the other cargo car had broken away, so now 2 sets of cars were running away. Soon Henry pulled into the last station, where he saw Gordon, looking very angry. What happened? Why do you only have 2 coaches?" "Because your stupid train broke away and smashed into one of them, leaving it in a field." What do you mean? My train is right behind." "Oh no, not that coupling." "What coupling?" The one between Scruffy and the cargo car. My driver said it was loose on the way. It must have broken free." "Now you have to explain that to the Fat Controller." "Yeah, I know, that's going to be a tough one to pull myself out of." "You better believe it." Suddenly they heard some rumbling, when all of a sudden, oh! And, the cars had smashed into Henry and Gordon at violent speeds, so now there was wreckage everywhere. They thought the whole ordeal was over when, "Oh no, watch out, Scruffy!" Oliver was taking a train of stone when he smashed into Scruffy, sending debris everywhere in the pile of wreckage. Mr. Oliver, I think I have a headache." "Oh, I don't feel good." "Hey, Gordon, I found your last express coach sitting in a field on its side, and..." "Oh, well, I better go get the breakdown train. Scottish Twins are already on it." "Okay, well then, I'll go get the other one." "Run this whole ordeal by me again, Henry, because this isn't clear." "Okay, well, there's nothing really to explain. I thought I had my train all along, but I guess the coupling had snapped on one of the cars, and it ended up running all around the island and back into me and Gordon. And then Oliver wasn't watching and smashed straight into the back of Scruffy. And Toad's on his roof. Yes, I can see that." "Oh, Yes, but don't worry, Toad. We'll get you back on your wheels. You better do it quick. I think I'm gonna be sick. After the accident was cleaned up, the remainder of the engines gathered at the yard for a meeting. Because Gordon, Henry, and Oliver are at the works, you will need help. And right now, diesels are all that are available. One is an old friend, and one is someone who you've never met. So they will be arriving in a couple of days. In the meantime, try to get your work done. James, you will be on James and Donald, you will be on passenger service. Douglas and Edward, you will be on goods service, helping to keep up with Henry's work. And the rest of you, try to get your own work done. After the Fat Controller had walked away, the engines had a discussion. Well, that could only mean one diesel, exclaimed Duck. Who is it? Asked Donald. You two haven't met him yet, and Percy, I don't think you met him when he came. I think you were on the Farquhar branch, but his name is Diesel, the Devious Diesel, as we like to call him. Edward, Thomas, Toby, and James all agreed. They knew what this meant, that Sodor was about to get a lot different in the coming weeks.